The Amazon, a world of endless green, a rainforest stretching over 5.5 million square kilometers, a place so vast it creates its own weather, its own rivers in the sky. For centuries, it has been called a realm of secrets, a wilderness so impenetrable, so dangerous, that entire expeditions have vanished within its tangled embrace. But the Amazon is more than just a jungle. It is a graveyard of legends, a place where whispers of forgotten civilizations linger in the mist, a place where, for generations, explorers hunted for a dream, a city of gold, El Dorado. Most returned empty-handed. Many never returned at all. And for hundreds of years, scientists dismissed these tales as fantasy. But today, thanks to modern technology, we know something incredible. The stories were true. Beneath this vast jungle lies the evidence of entire worlds, networks of settlements, ceremonial centers, and lost civilizations that once thrived, then vanished without explanation. This is the story of the lost cities of the Amazon and the mystery of why they disappeared. For centuries, Orellana's accounts were ridiculed. Later explorers found no cities, no roads, no temples, only endless trees. Historians declared that Orellana had lied, that his starving, delirious mind had conjured visions of grandeur. To many, the Amazon was simply too harsh to sustain advanced civilizations. Its soil was poor, its climate unforgiving. How could great cities exist here? And so the myth of El Dorado was relegated to the realm of fantasy, a story for dreamers and fools. But while the Western world mocked Orellana, something curious lingered in the background: the oral traditions of indigenous peoples. Stories passed down for generations that spoke of great societies, powerful leaders, and sacred centers lost to time. Were these just cultural myths, or echoes of a forgotten truth? Centuries later, the Amazon would claim yet another victim. In 1925, British explorer Percy Fawcett set off in search of what he called the lost city of Z. He believed, based on fragments of maps and indigenous stories, that a great civilization had once thrived deep within the Brazilian jungle. Fawcett's theories were dismissed by his contemporaries, but he was convinced. With his son and a small team, he vanished into the rainforest, never to be seen again. His disappearance only deepened the mystery. Books, articles, and eventually films would speculate about his fate. Did he find his city? Was he killed by hostile tribes? Or did the jungle itself swallow him whole? The lost city of Z became a modern legend, entwined with the ancient myths of El Dorado, and for decades the truth remained hidden, buried beneath the canopy. To understand why the Amazon's lost cities remained hidden for so long, we must first understand the jungle itself. The Amazon is a world apart. It covers more than 5.5 million square kilometers, touching 9 countries, and contains over 400 billion individual trees. Its rivers, more than 1,000 in number, form a vast interwoven network. Some rivers rise and fall dramatically with the seasons, flooding wide areas of land for months at a time. For the explorers who ventured into it, the forest was a living enemy. Mosquitoes carried malaria, insects spread diseases, jaguars prowled silently, and venomous snakes lurked in every shadow. Even finding food could be deadly. Many plants are toxic, and some fruits are fatal if consumed. It is little wonder that scholars long believed advanced societies could not have survived here. The soil itself, mostly thin, acidic, and nutrient-poor, seemed incapable of supporting sustained agriculture. Traditional European thinking suggested that only small scattered groups of hunter-gatherers could live in such an environment. Yet indigenous stories and early explorer accounts hinted at something more. Hints of civilization buried beneath this impossible wilderness. The Amazon is relentless. Unlike deserts, where ruins can remain exposed for millennia, the rainforest grows with astonishing speed. A fallen tree can sprout new plants. Vines twist over structures. Roots crack stone foundations. Rain and humidity accelerate decay. Within decades, evidence of human habitation can vanish completely from sight. Entire cities, built from wood and earth, could disappear within a single human lifetime. It is a truth that confounded early explorers. They would navigate rivers described by Orellana, hoping to find marketplaces, plazas, and temples. But the jungle would reveal nothing, only miles of greenery stretching endlessly in every direction. And so for hundreds of years, the Amazon was classified as an empty wilderness, a place inhospitable to complex civilizations. But this assumption would soon be overturned by science. Beneath the forest floor lies a mystery that has baffled scientists for decades: terra preta, or dark earth. This is no ordinary soil. It is rich, black, and fertile, containing charcoal, bone fragments, and organic matter that improves its nutrient content. Remarkably, terra preta can remain productive for centuries, a phenomenon that natural soil does not exhibit. Scientists discovered that ancient Amazonian civilizations deliberately engineered this soil. By adding organic waste and controlled charcoal, they transformed otherwise infertile land into fields capable of sustaining large populations. This knowledge was lost with the civilization itself. Today, researchers are still trying to reverse engineer the methods to understand the agricultural genius of these ancient peoples. It is a testament to a society far more sophisticated than historians once imagined. The Amazon is dominated by rivers, but these waterways also served as lifelines for ancient civilizations. Archaeologists now know that these societies built raised roads and causeways, connecting settlements across hundreds of kilometers. They engineered canals to control seasonal floods, allowing transportation even during the rainy season. Some structures were enormous: circular plazas, defensive walls, and massive ceremonial mounds that could be seen from miles away. Early European explorers would have recognized them as cities, yet today they were hidden under thousands of years of vegetation. In the 21st century, Lidar technology finally revealed the truth. By firing lasers from the air, scientists were able to see beneath the thick jungle canopy, uncovering entire networks of settlements that stretch for hundreds of miles. Where Orellana had once described cities of unimaginable scale, we now have proof. He had not exaggerated. The Amazon truly was home to complex civilizations. It is important to understand why these discoveries shocked historians so profoundly. For centuries, the European worldview assumed that only civilizations like Rome, Greece, or Egypt could achieve urban complexity. The idea that advanced societies could exist in the heart of a tropical rainforest seemed preposterous. The Amazon was a testing ground for these biases, a place where evidence of human ingenuity lay hidden, waiting for science to catch up. Modern discoveries are forcing historians to rewrite textbooks. The Amazon was not an empty wilderness. It was a cradle of civilization, thriving thousands of years before European contact. Yet, the mystery remains. Why did these civilizations vanish, leaving so little trace for centuries? One of the most haunting aspects of the Amazonian lost cities is how completely the jungle erases its history. Wooden structures rot within decades, vines twist over stone walls, hiding them from view. Rain washes away evidence of roads and canals. Even stone structures like ceremonial mounds are slowly swallowed by moss, trees, and earth. It is as if the rainforest itself conspires to erase all evidence of these ancient societies, leaving behind only whispers of a civilization that once thrived. And yet, modern technology, persistence, and the stories of indigenous peoples are finally revealing what was long thought impossible. The harshness of the Amazon, combined with the ingenuity of its ancient peoples, explains why the world took so long to recognize these lost cities. For centuries, explorers, scholars, and adventurers dismissed legends as myth. Yet beneath the dense canopy, the evidence waited silently, patiently. Soon, in part 3 of our journey, we will reveal how modern science, Lidar, archaeology, and daring exploration finally uncovered the hidden cities of the Amazon, proving that history had been hiding a remarkable secret all along. For centuries, the world believed the Amazon to be a vast, empty wilderness, dense, hostile, and uninhabitable. Yet, hidden beneath the endless canopy, the forest had quietly preserved its secrets. It would take 21st century technology to finally reveal the truth. In the early 2000s, archaeologists began using a revolutionary tool: Lidar, light detection and ranging. Unlike traditional surveys, Lidar allows scientists to see beneath the jungle canopy. Lasers fired from aircraft penetrate leaves, creating precise 3D maps of the terrain. And when the scans returned, the results were astonishing. Researchers discovered what seemed impossible: vast geometric patterns in the forest, invisible from the ground. Networks of straight lines, massive plazas, raised roads stretching for miles, and defensive earthworks, all the hallmarks of urban planning. Entire settlements emerged from the data, often hundreds of square kilometers in size. These were not isolated villages. They were cities, complex, organized, and interconnected. The Amazon was far from empty. It was a cradle of human innovation, hidden from the eyes of the world for centuries. Dr. José Iriarte, one of the leading archaeologists in the field, said, "The scale of these settlements completely rewrites our understanding of pre-Columbian Amazonia. These were not small bands of hunter-gatherers. These were sophisticated societies, capable of large-scale engineering, agriculture, and trade." Much of this lost world relied on a remarkable innovation: terra preta, or dark earth. Unlike the thin, acidic soils typical of the Amazon, terra preta is nutrient-rich and self-sustaining. It is created by combining charcoal, organic waste, and ash, a method of soil engineering that modern scientists still struggle to replicate. By creating fertile land, ancient Amazonians could support large populations. Fields could yield multiple crops a year. Food surpluses allowed the growth of cities, construction of ceremonial centers, and development of trade networks. In a sense, terra preta was the backbone of Amazonian civilization, a silent testament to their ingenuity. The Lidar scans revealed more than soil. They revealed infrastructure. Raised roads connected distant settlements. Canals and waterways allowed transportation and controlled seasonal floods. Defensive walls and ditches protected key centers. Circular plazas and earthen mounds indicated spaces for rituals and gatherings. One site, now nicknamed Marajoara, covers over 100 square kilometers, roughly the size of a small European city. Archaeologists estimate tens of thousands of people could have lived there, thriving along these engineered landscapes. These were not temporary encampments. They were long-term urban centers, with careful planning and remarkable engineering. The discoveries also explained why early explorers reported cities but failed to find them. The Amazon had grown over the ruins. The forest was reclaiming its territory, covering the traces of entire civilizations with vines, roots, and soil. While Lidar provided a bird's-eye view, on-the-ground exploration confirmed the technology's revelations. Archaeologists uncovered mounds, plazas, and artifacts, pottery, stone tools, and remnants of wooden structures. Carbon dating revealed that some settlements were over 2,000 years old, predating much of what we considered advanced Amazonian culture. Researchers also discovered complex burial sites, suggesting a rich cultural and religious life. Many artifacts indicated trade networks extending hundreds of kilometers, evidence that these civilizations were far from isolated. Dr. Michael Heckenberger, an expert in Amazonian archaeology, explained, "What we are seeing is a level of urban planning comparable to ancient civilizations elsewhere in the world. The Amazon was never a wilderness in the way we imagined it. It was a densely populated, highly organized region." Even with Lidar, mysteries remain. Why did these civilizations vanish? How did they engineer such fertile soil without modern tools? And why did European explorers, including Orellana, see glimpses of cities yet fail to locate them centuries later? One intriguing possibility is that the forest itself aided in their disappearance. Wooden structures rotted, crops failed during climate shifts, and disease decimated populations. Within a few generations, the jungle could erase the evidence entirely, leaving only subtle signs detectable by modern technology. Another mystery lies in the scale. Lidar has revealed over 60,000 structures in certain regions of the Amazon, entire networks of cities connected by roads and canals. How did societies coordinate construction over such vast distances without written records or modern tools? Following the Lidar revelations, modern explorers and archaeologists have returned to the Amazon with renewed determination. Each expedition uncovers new mounds, plazas, and artifacts. In some regions, the jungle is still dense enough that settlements remain untouched. potential lost cities awaiting discovery. Yet caution is necessary. The Amazon is fragile. Archaeologists must balance exploration with preservation, ensuring that these ancient sites are not destroyed by looters or deforestation. For now, Lidar and fieldwork continue to rewrite our understanding of the Amazon, transforming centuries-old legends into undeniable evidence. Thanks to modern science, the myths of the Amazon are no longer just stories. Cities once thought impossible now rise in vivid detail through Lidar maps. Roads, plazas, and canals reveal the ingenuity of civilizations that were long forgotten. The forest, relentless as it is, could not hide the truth forever. Yet even with these discoveries, the story is far from complete. For every city uncovered, countless others may remain hidden, swallowed by the relentless growth of the jungle. In the next part of our journey, we will explore how these civilizations lived, thrived, and mysteriously vanished, diving into their culture, society, and the forces that allowed the Amazon to both nurture and erase them. Now that the hidden cities of the Amazon have been revealed, one question remains. What was life like for the people who lived there? These were not primitive settlements. The evidence suggests thriving urban centers, home to tens of thousands, sustained by ingenuity, planning, and a deep understanding of their environment. And yet, much of their world remained invisible to outsiders until modern archaeology illuminated their existence. Imagine walking through one of these ancient cities, dirt paths replaced with raised causeways, connecting homes, plazas, and ceremonial centers. Circular plazas act as gathering spaces for markets, ceremonies, or social gatherings. Wooden homes built on stilts rise above the damp ground, protecting families from floods and insects. Archaeologists have found evidence of complex social organization. Certain areas of settlements appear to have been reserved for leaders, priests, or elite families, while others housed craftsmen, farmers, and laborers. Children would have grown up learning skills essential to the community, from farming and pottery to construction and ritual practices. Artifacts suggest specialized crafts, intricately decorated pottery, stone tools, and ornaments made from bones, shells, and feathers. Music, dance, and storytelling likely played a vital role in daily life, passing knowledge and tradition across generations. Feeding tens of thousands in the heart of the rainforest required innovation. The key was terra preta, fertile engineered soil capable of sustaining continuous agriculture. Fields produced maize, manioc, sweet potatoes, and other crops, often in rotation. Forest gardens supplemented cultivated land, offering fruits, nuts, and medicinal plants. The ancient Amazonians were also skilled water engineers. Canals and raised fields mitigated flooding, ensuring crops survived the seasonal deluge. They transformed a challenging environment into a productive, sustainable landscape. Some archaeologists compare these techniques to the agricultural ingenuity of civilizations like the Maya or ancient Mesopotamia. Yet the Amazonian methods were uniquely adapted to one of the most difficult environments on Earth. Rivers were lifelines. Canoes transported goods, people, and ideas between settlements. Archaeologists have found evidence of long-distance trade: obsidian, pottery, exotic feathers, and shells, all originating hundreds of kilometers away. The road networks revealed by Lidar also suggest overland trade routes, connecting multiple settlements in a coordinated system. This implies a society with communication, planning, and governance, capable of coordinating construction, agriculture, and trade over vast distances. These civilizations were not isolated tribes struggling to survive. They were interconnected cities with economic, social, and cultural complexity, rivaling contemporary civilizations elsewhere. Spirituality played a central role in Amazonian societies. Circular plazas, ceremonial mounds, and large earthworks indicate communal gatherings for rituals and worship. Some structures align with the sun or moon, suggesting knowledge of astronomy and calendrical systems. Artifacts and ceremonial objects, from intricately decorated pottery to ritual masks, indicate complex belief systems. Shamans or religious leaders likely guided these societies, performing ceremonies to honor nature, fertility, and ancestral spirits. These practices bound communities together, reinforcing social cohesion and maintaining harmony with the environment. an essential factor for surviving in the rainforest. Estimates vary, but researchers suggest that some regions of the Amazon could have supported hundreds of thousands, perhaps even millions of inhabitants. This challenges centuries-old assumptions. For much of history, Western scholars believed the Amazon was sparsely populated. Lidar and archaeological evidence now prove that the rainforest was a densely inhabited and highly organized region, capable of supporting complex civilizations for thousands of years. Beyond agriculture and infrastructure, the Amazonian civilizations displayed remarkable creativity and technical skill. Pottery was finely crafted and often decorated with geometric patterns or depictions of animals and humans. Stone tools were sophisticated, designed for farming, construction, and daily tasks. Even the construction of cities demonstrates advanced engineering. Roads were raised above floodplains, canals controlled water flow, and large communal structures were designed for gatherings, defense, and ceremony. These achievements reveal a society capable of shaping the landscape and adapting to one of the harshest environments on Earth, a testament to human ingenuity and resilience. And yet, for all their sophistication, these civilizations vanished. Why would societies capable of engineering cities, creating fertile soils, and coordinating trade over vast distances disappear so completely? Some suggest disease introduced by Europeans wiped out large populations. Others point to climate shifts or overexploitation of resources. Warfare, internal conflict, or a combination of factors may have accelerated the collapse. Whatever the cause, the result was the same. Entire worlds disappeared, leaving only traces beneath the jungle floor, waiting to be rediscovered centuries later. The lost cities of the Amazon were far more than settlements. They were thriving civilizations, remarkable in both scale and ingenuity. They remind us that human history is far richer than previously imagined, and that even in the most hostile environments, societies can flourish, adapt, and thrive. Yet their disappearance remains one of the greatest mysteries of all. In the next part of our journey, we will explore the collapse of these civilizations, the theories surrounding their vanishing, and the ongoing mysteries that still captivate archaeologists, historians, and adventurers alike. Despite their sophistication, the lost cities of the Amazon eventually vanished. Entire civilizations that built fertile lands, vast roads, and thriving communities disappeared, leaving the jungle to reclaim their world. But how could such advanced societies simply vanish? Archaeologists and historians have proposed several possibilities. One of the most widely accepted explanations is disease. When Europeans arrived in the Americas, they unknowingly brought pathogens to which indigenous populations had no immunity: smallpox, influenza, and measles among them. In densely populated settlements like those revealed by Lidar, diseases could have spread rapidly, decimating tens of thousands within months. Entire cities may have been depopulated before they could recover. Evidence from other regions of the Americas supports this theory. Civilizations in Mesoamerica and the Andes suffered catastrophic population loss following European contact. Could the Amazonian cities have met the same fate? Possibly, but disease alone may not explain every aspect of the collapse. Another possible cause is climate change. Paleoclimatic studies indicate that the Amazon experienced periods of prolonged drought or heavy flooding over the past 2,000 years. Such environmental stress could have disrupted agriculture, depleted resources, and forced populations to migrate. A society dependent on intensive farming and engineered soils like terra preta would be particularly vulnerable to sudden shifts in rainfall or river patterns. Imagine entire fields failing, trade networks disrupted, and populations unable to sustain their cities. Within a generation or two, entire settlements could collapse. Some researchers suggest internal factors may have contributed. As populations grew, competition for resources could have sparked conflict. Archaeological evidence of defensive walls, fortifications, and strategic placement of settlements hints at a society prepared for warfare. Overpopulation may have strained the environment, pushing communities to overexploit the land, erode soils, and exhaust local resources. Combined with disease and climate pressures, these factors could have triggered a cascading collapse, leaving the jungle to slowly reclaim the abandoned cities. The rainforest is relentless. Once humans disappeared, the forest began to erase their presence. Wooden homes rotted, earthen mounds merged with soil, and vines and roots obscured roads and canals. Even stone structures like plazas and ceremonial mounds were slowly buried under centuries of fallen leaves, sediment, and plant growth. From above, the jungle appears uniform, endless, and untouched, hiding the evidence of human ingenuity beneath a thick green canopy. It is a reminder of the transient nature of human civilization and the power of nature to reclaim its territory. Today, Lidar and other technologies are slowly revealing what was lost. Over 60,000 structures have been detected in parts of the Amazon, from ceremonial mounds to causeways, canals, and large plazas. Some of these networks rival the scale of ancient Rome. Each new discovery challenges centuries-old assumptions about the Amazon and human history. For generations, we were blind to the ingenuity of these civilizations, mistaking the jungle's impenetrable green for emptiness. Modern archaeologists are now tasked not only with uncovering these sites, but preserving them. Looting, deforestation, and climate change threaten what remains of this lost world. Even with modern technology, mysteries remain. How exactly did these societies coordinate agriculture, trade, and construction over such vast distances? Did they have systems of governance or written communication that have been lost to time? How many more cities remain undiscovered beneath the jungle? Could there be even older civilizations predating those we found? These questions fuel both scientific inquiry and imagination. The story of the Amazon is not complete. Every LiDAR scan, every excavation brings us closer, yet leaves new mysteries in its wake. For centuries, adventurers searched for El Dorado, imagining a city of gold hidden deep in the rainforest. Perhaps the explorers were not entirely wrong, not in the literal sense, but in spirit. The Amazon did contain lost civilizations, remarkable for their ingenuity, scale, and resilience. The gold was metaphorical. The treasure was the knowledge, the complexity, and the human achievement that lay hidden beneath the jungle canopy. Modern discoveries transform legends into reality. Orellana, Percy Fawcett, and countless explorers glimpsed the echoes of these civilizations. And now we finally begin to understand the full picture. The lost cities of the Amazon remind us that history is far deeper, richer, and stranger than we ever imagined. Civilizations rose, thrived, and disappeared. The jungle, relentless and patient, concealed their achievements for centuries. Yet through technology, archaeology, and persistence, humanity is rediscovering its own past, uncovering worlds that were hidden in plain sight. And still, the forest holds secrets. For every city uncovered, countless others may lie buried, waiting to be revealed. The lost cities of the Amazon are not just history. They are a testament to human ingenuity, resilience, and the enduring mystery of our world. What else remains hidden beneath the green? Only time, technology, and curiosity will tell.